boys and girls. Welcome to Richmond County Literacy Network's Storytime. My name is Sharon, and my dog Kipper, who's usually with me, had to stay home today. There are too many activities that I have to do, and he would want more attention. Hopefully he will join us again soon. I hope you will enjoy today's story, and maybe you would like to invite someone to watch it with you. Okay, are you comfy? All right, let's roll.
Hi everyone. So my name is Amanda Mombourquette, and today I'm here to read you a story called Septimus Bean and His Amazing Machine. Looks pretty amazing. Septimus Bean and His Amazing Machine was written by Janet Quinn Harkin, and pictures are by Art Cummings. Back in the day of King Albert III, there arrived at the palace, as maybe you've heard, a strange-looking man who was both long and lean. He went by the name of Septimus Bean, and he arrived with a strange and amazing machine. It was terribly long and incredibly high, and it seemed from the ground to reach up to the sky. It had wheels, it had bells, and it was painted bright blue. But King Albert asked Septimus, "What does it do?" Check it out. What do you think it does? Let's find out. So Septimus pulled on a huge, heavy switch, and the machine gave a rumble, a choke, and a twitch. Wheels started to spin, fan belts started to run, and steam valves shot off with a noise like a gun. Flags waved in the breeze, all the gears took to churning, and the cogwheels kept turning and turning and turning. The whole machine shook with a horrible shake, but the king just asked, "Septimus, what does it make?" Then Septimus bowed, and he answered quite slow, "I regret, good King Al, I don't rightly know. I'm sure it is useful one way or another, but just what it can do, I have yet to discover." Then in rushed the queen, Petronella by name, crying, "Children, come see a lovely new game." "What is it, my dear?" she asked of the king. "We're not really sure what to do with the thing," said King Albert III. "Its use just is not clear. Have you any brilliant suggestions, my dear?" "Well, perhaps it cleans floors with that long funny hose that looks quite a lot like an elephant's nose," said the queen. "It would save us some time on our chores if we used it instead of a broom to sweep floors." So the king nodded over to Septimus Bean, who pulled on the hose and turned on the machine. A great blast of air came out with a whoosh, and a tapestry sailed off the wall with a swoosh, sending statues and goblets and coronets flying, and all of the princesses running off crying. "Stop, stop," cried the queen as she flew down the room. "I'd rather sweep floors by myself with a broom." Oh, what a mess. Then sweet Princess Primrose, the youngest of all, the king's 7 daughters, skipped into the hall. She took one close look, she needed no other, and she whispered some words in the ear of her mother. "Princess Primrose suggests to me, Septimus Bean, that you have invented a washing machine." Said the queen, "We shall try this idea of my daughter. Bring laundry and soap, fill the barrel with water." So into the barrel went blouses and dresses and stockings and skirts of the 7 princesses. Then they waited and listened to squeak and to plop, till at last the machine slowly ground to a halt. As she took out the dripping wet clothing, the queen shouted, "Look, the machine worked! The clothes are all clean!" until she saw everything happen to shrink 5 sizes too small and was spotted with pink. Alas, I don't think, Mr. Bean, said the Queen, that this is a truly good washing machine. Oh, look at their clothes. Ruined. But then King Albert grinned widely. He had an idea. He said it is becoming increasingly clear that this thing has a seat and can move its wheels. Let us drive it outside and see how it feels. Maybe it's a good idea. Mr. Bean, he says, take your bright blue invention outside. It may make a fine coach upon which I can ride. It might go many miles in a single day, and it will not get tired, and it will not eat hay. He was all set to start it when up rushed the Queen, crying, please leave the driving to Septimus Bean. Remember, my dear, that you are a king, and to drive your own coach is just not the royal thing. So Septimus climbed up, all eager to please. He pulled on the switch. The machine gave a sneeze, and a snort, and a cough, and a bang like a gun. Then it shuddered and juddered and started to run. It works! Yes, it goes! Yes, it's moving, they cried. And the princesses hurriedly stepped to the side as it rumbled toward them, gathering speed. Now stop, Mr. Bean, we have seen all we need, cried the king. But in vain, the machine wouldn't slow. Called the king with alarm, my, how fast it can go. Raised the drawbridge at once before poor Mr. Bean rushes out and away and is never seen. He's driving it and they're scattering out of the way. Wonder what's going to happen. Then the drawbridge rose up and to slow down the machine, speeding madly along with poor Septimus Bean. But up went this machine, never slowing at all. Look what's happening. Well, the people below held their breath for its fall. But instead, it sailed up, and away up it flew, out over the park as a small speck of blue. Then the king danced a jig, threw his arms round the Queen. He shouted, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Who would have guessed that this Septimus Bean had invented a wonderful flying machine? They're celebrating. Bring my coach, get the horses, send soldiers and bands. We must honor this man when he finally lands. Then out went the king and his court to the park, and they waited and searched till it grew almost dark. See, there they all go, looking for Septimus Bean. What can have become of our Septimus Bean? Has he flown off to Africa? Worried the Queen. Then at last came the news, very sad, very grim. The machine had been found, but with no trace of him. They rushed to the scene. What a sad, sorry sight. There were bits of machine scattered left, scattered right. Oh no. The king stood and looked at the torn up machine, and he sighed, what an ending to Septimus Bean. But then there came a faint voice. It was too dark to see. I'm not ended, King Owl. I'm up here in this tree. There he is. He landed in the tree. The next morning, they went sadly back to the green, where in 22 parts lay the broken machine. Septimus Bean looked it over and he sighed. It's hopeless, he said, and the princesses cried. You'll soon build another, I'm sure, said the Queen. You'll fly through the air once more, Septimus Bean. But Septimus shook his head sadly and said, the world must wait. I am going to bed. I'll never more try to invent a machine. You can all just forget about Septimus Bean. He's very sad. But as Septimus turned and walked sadly away, from behind came the laughter of children at play. And there were the princesses out on the green, climbing all over the bits of machine. "Look, Mother, look, Father," the princesses cried. "We can swing, we can climb, we can seesaw and slide." Look at them playing on the machine. All the parts. That kind of looks like fun. "Come back, oh come back," called the king and the queen. "You've invented a playground, Septimus Bean. And what could be nicer to visit every day than a place you have invented for children to play?" That looks like fun. Then the people were called from each village and town, and the king read a speech that was all written down. "I named this Bean Park. It's a fine place to play, where each child in my kingdom can come any day, and we all owe this playground to Septimus Bean, who flew through the air on a flying machine." Bean Park, they named it after Septimus Bean. And here you see, this park is dedicated to Septimus Bean, who flew through the air in a flying machine. So Septimus Bean's machine didn't work out like he thought, but it was still a really great invention. So keep on inventing strange and amazing new things. You just never know what kind of happiness it might bring, like Septimus Bean here. Thanks a lot for letting me read the story to you. It's one of my favorites, and I hope you enjoyed it too.
Good morning, friends. I am Miss Kate from Puppets at Hand, and today we are going to explore some shapes. Shapes are all around us. There's tons of different kinds, but today we are just going to talk about the 4 main ones. And the first one I want to show you is one I know that you've all seen before. This shape. It's round, and it makes you think of maybe the sun or wheels. Lots of things are round. So I'm just going to put that on our bulletin board here. The next shape we're going to talk about and explore is this one. And I deliberately cut it out of green foam because I wanted you to think about what maybe this reminds you of. Something that you see around Christmas time. If you said a Christmas tree, you are right. Often Christmas trees are this shape, and this shape is called a triangle. So I'm going to put that on our board. Now another shape I wanted to talk about is this shape. It's like a box. It's got 4 sides. This is called a square. So we'll stick that right here. And our last shape we're going to talk about is this shape. It sort of looks like a square, but you can see it's different from a square. A square, all its sides are the same length. This one, a rectangle, has 2 sides that are 1 length, and its other 2 sides are a different length. So we'll put that on the board. Now, I have some poems here about these shapes. And after I read you the poems, I'm going to invite my friend here who is napping on my lap to help me show you some things I brought from home that are these shapes. So let me read you the poems first. The first poem is about this shape. Do you remember what this one's called? A circle. So the poem says, "This is a circle, how can you tell? It goes round and round. No end can be found." Right? It just keeps going. So I've got another poem. This one's about a triangle. And it says, "The triangle is a simple shape. I think you will agree. Count its sides and corners, and you will find just 3. So let's do that. Let's count its sides. 1, 2, 3. Let's count its corners. 1, 2, 3. So triangle. The word tri means 3, just like a tricycle has 3 wheels. So my other poem is about this shape. Do you remember what it was? It's a square. And the poem says, this is a square. How can you tell? It has 4 sides, all the same size. And our last poem is about this shape. It was called a rectangle, and it says, this is a rectangle. It's found most everywhere, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It has 4 corners and 4 sides, sort of like a square. But if you call this shape a square, you would be very wrong, since 2 of its sides are short and 2 of its sides are long. So let me wake up my friend and see if he's ready to help us explore things in these shapes. Ratty? Ratty? Hey, Ratty? Are you ready to help me dig things out of this bag?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Come on up and say hello first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hi, everybody.
All right. So, Ratty, I've just explained to our friends these different shapes.
Yeah?
And I have a bunch of things in this bag
Yeah?
that are like those things.
Okay.
So can you dig in the bag and find, how about finding something that's like a circle, which is this one?
Okay. Okay, let me see.
I'll hold the bag for you.
Okay. Oh, this looks good.
Oh, is it heavy?
Yeah.
I'll help you. Thank you, Ratty. So, Ratty found a drum. Dum dum. And he's right. Can you see how the drum is round? Just like the circle. Good job, Ratty. What else can you find?
I don't know.
Can you find something else round in there?
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
You want that?
Yeah, I'm scared to go all the way in case I...
What?
I
can't hear you. What? Oh, good job, Ratty.
Yeah.
Ratty found a baseball. A baseball is a circle. Can you see? Good job, Ratty. All right. Do you think, Ratty, could you find something in the shape of a triangle?
I don't know. Let me see. Oh.
Why is that an O, Ratty? Ratty, what have... Oh, I see what you're bringing up. Let me get the plate first. Okay, bring it up, Ratty.
Can I look after this?
Not now, Ratty. What shape is it?
It's like a triangle.
You're right. Ratty brought up a piece of pie. Can you see how it looks like a triangle? Good job, Ratty.
You're not going to throw that out, are you?
No, Ratty. You can have some after.
Okay.
All right. Ratty, can you find something else in the shape of a triangle?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, what's this?
You want me to help you with that? That's kind of breakable.
Yeah.
Wow, Ratty, good job. Ratty found an ice cream cone. You see how it looks like a triangle?
Yeah.
But you know what else? If you turn it this way, it looks like a circle. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Are you going to throw that?
No, Ratty, I think you must be hungry.
I am.
Okay. Ratty, can you find something in the shape of a square?
Let me see. What do you got here? Oh, yeah, I got something.
You got something? Can you bring it up?
Yeah.
Good, Ratty, good. And Ratty's right. Some books are in the shape of a square. Good job, Ratty. All right. What about that shape, Ratty?
Let me see. Yeah. No, not that. Oh, yeah. I got this.
What have you got? You want me to help you?
No, I got it.
I think I better help you. Thank you, Ratty. Ratty, could you please let go?
I love Triscuits.
I know, Ratty. Just a sec. Okay, thank you, Ratty. So, this is the shape of a rectangle. Lots of boxes of cereal, crackers are in the shape of a rectangle. And actually, I want to draw a hint on the board.
A hint?
Yes. What if I put a little dot there? Now, what does that make you think of? What does that make you think of at home?
I got an idea.
What's your idea, Ratty?
A door.
Ratty's right. All doors, or most of them, are in the shape of a rectangle. So I think that's about it. We were going to talk about these shapes. And Ratty, you did a great job helping find, and we've got more things, but I think that's enough.
Okay. So, now, this,
Yes, Ratty, we'll put it away after and take it home.
oh boy.
Do you like pieces of pie? Ratty loves pieces of pie.
Yeah, I sure do.
All right. So I hope, boys and girls and our friends, that this helped you learn some shapes. And remember, we see them in everyday things we handle all the time. So we're going to say goodbye and hope to see you again soon.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome. Welcome back to Richmond County Literacy Network's Storytime. So today's story, Kipper is with us for the beginning. It's not a dog story, so I'm not sure how long he's going to stay. Maybe he'll just lie down because he does get tired. The story is one of Robert Munsch's stories. He's one of my favorite authors because he writes such silly stories and makes you laugh. Okay, so Robert Munsch's story of Stephanie's Ponytail. I hope you will enjoy. One day, Stephanie went to her mum and said, "None of the kids in my class have a ponytail. I want a nice ponytail coming right out the back." So Stephanie's mum gave her a nice ponytail coming right out the back. When Stephanie went to school that day, the other kids looked at her and said, "Ugly, very, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail, and I like it." In the way. The next morning, when Stephanie went to school, all the other girls had ponytails coming out of their back, of their head. Stephanie looked at them and said, "You are all a bunch of copycats. You just do whatever I do. You don't have a brain in your heads." The next morning, the mum said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Then that's that," said her mum. "The only place you can do ponytails. That's it." "No, it's not," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the side, just above my ear." So her mum gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming right out above her ear. Little brother is laughing at her. When she went to school, the other kids saw her and said, ugly, ugly, very ugly. Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next morning, when Stephanie came to school, all the girls and even some of the boys had nice ponytails coming out the side of their head just above the ears. The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Would you like one coming out the side?" "No." "Then that's that," said her mom. "There's no other place you can do ponytails." "Yes, there is," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out of the top of my head." "That's very, very strange," said her mom. "Are you sure that's what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. Look at the baby, he's laughing even harder now. So Mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming out the top of her head, just like a tree. When Stephanie went to school, the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next day, all of the girls and all of the boys had ponytails coming out the top. It looked like broccoli was growing out of their heads. The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Would you like one coming out the side?" "No." "Would you like one coming out the top?" "No." "Then that is definitely it," said the mom. "There is no other place that you can do ponytails." "Yes, there is," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the front and hanging down over my nose." "But nobody will know if you are coming or going," her mom said. "Are you sure that is what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So her mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming right out the front. On the way to school, she bumped into 4 trees, 3 cars, 2 houses, and 1 principal. When she finally got to her class, the other kids saw her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next day, all of the girls and all of the boys and even the teacher had ponytails coming out the front and hanging down over the front of their noses. None of them could see where they were going. They bumped into the desks and they bumped into each other. They bumped into the walls, and by mistake, 3 girls went into the boys' bathroom. Stephanie yelled, "You are a bunch of brainless copycats. You You just do whatever I do. When I come to school tomorrow, I am going to have shaved my head. The first person to come the next day was the teacher. She had shaved her head and she was bald. The next to come were the boys. They had shaved their heads and they were bald. The next to come were the girls. They had shaved their heads and they were bald. The last person to come was Stephanie, and she had a nice ponytail coming right out the back. What is going to happen? Everyone is chasing Stephanie. Why? What did Stephanie do to them? She played a big trick, didn't she? I hope you enjoyed this story. I enjoyed reading it to you. It's a fun story. But once again, a reminder. Don't call names. Be nice. Be kind. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed today's story. I hope you enjoyed being with us. And until next time, bye-bye.